The search for 2024's best driver has just taken a turn with the launch of the brand new Titleist GT range of drivers. So just how does the brand new Titleist GT2 compare with TaylorMade's Qi10 driver? In today's video, we're going to test these drivers both out here in the golf course and of course in the studio to see which one's the best looking, which one sounds the best, and of course, which driver does perform the best. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Comment below which driver would you have in your bag given the choice, the Titleist GT2 or TaylorMade's Qi10 driver. So both these drivers are very similar specs. Both of them feature the hazardous 6.0 shaft. I'm going to kick things off with the TaylorMade down this 9th hole at Waterfront Golf Club. Guys, which driver would you have in the bag? Because I love how traditional TaylorMade have gone with this infinity crown, and we'll compare the looks in just a second. But sound and feel wise, it's a really interesting one. And that is absolutely position A on this first tee shot. So you see, when it comes to looks of these drivers, both these drivers feature a certain shelf appeal, I think. Both of them look very, very modern, and the Titleist driver is certainly the most modern we've ever seen from a Titleist driver. We of course have the GT2, GT3 and GT4 drivers from Titleist. TaylorMade, we have the Qi10, the Qi10 LS and the Qi10 Max, which is of course that 10,000 inertia. For the faces, you can see that we have the carbon face on TaylorMade. That's the blue carbon, not red like we had in the Stealth. And Titleist, we have that new kind of Tour preferred looking face. So very interesting. Let's see if we can catch up that TaylorMade drive with the Titleist, and let's see just how different it feels and sounds as well, because to me that's an important element of a driver. To some people at home, you might not care what it sounds like, not care what it feels like, but for me, I want a nice sounding, nice feeling driver, especially if I'm spending close to £600. So without any further ado, this does look so traditional on top. Titleist has done a really good job of keeping that. You can see a much higher launch there with the GT2. Felt like a similar strike, and again, just fading around the corner nicely there. Let's get down there, let's see exactly where these are head to head. We're going to hit a ton of drives out here in the golf course to see which one suits me the most. Then of course, we're going to check for numbers and see which driver you should have in your bag. So when it comes to technology in both these drivers, Titleist have actually gone more down the route of TaylorMade's technology with the multi-material design. Titleist have always featured a titanium head, but now we don't have a titanium head, but it still feels and sounds like a titanium head. But the new multi-material design in the GT2 and GT3 and GT4 has allowed Titleist to sporadically move that weight around where they want it to maintain more club head speed, more ball speed, and essentially more distance than ever before on a Titleist driver. And I had a fitting not long ago for it, and the ball speed was ridiculous compared to what we would normally get. So as we can see with the first drives in this test, two very similar results. Right hand side of the fairway for both these shots, the TaylorMade being ever so slightly further. I think the lower ball flight certainly helped it just kind of bore through any wind that there is here today. We're going to go with that. That's 1-0 to the TaylorMade. Titleist more central, however. Let's tee off again on a different hole and see just what results we can get. So let's discuss shelf appeal. If you were walking into a pro shop, which driver would offer the most shelf appeal for you? I personally think Titleist have massively caught up with TaylorMade when it comes to this. The TR range, the TSR range and the TSI range, for me, they've slowly started to become a little bit more appealing. And TaylorMade for me have always had great shelf appeal, but the fact that they change it up so much with different designs certainly helps, because people want to see what's new, what's latest and what's greatest. So we'll go Titleist first this time. Can we hit this fairway twice again? Straighter hole this time, so a straighter ball flight would be lovely. I'm a massive fan of the head style and shape of this GT2. Look at that. Lovely little draw down the middle of this fairway. Slightly toey again there, but you do start to get much better ball speeds, I think, with this Titleist from around the face than previous generations. Now, if we were to go TaylorMade, this is the standard Qi10 as well, not the LS and not the Max 10K version. Similar one. Again, lower ball flight there, just fading up the right hand side with the Titleist, or the TaylorMade should I say. Very interesting how the Titleist does want to launch a lot higher than the TaylorMade, and both shots there should be on the fairway, but right side or left side. Let's get down there, let's see which one's the furthest, then let's talk numbers for these two clubs. So as you can see, neck and neck there, the TaylorMade up the right hand side of the fairway and the Titleist the left hand side. The Titleist there for me has done an exceptional job of keeping level with it, especially going that little bit higher. I would much prefer the higher ball flight if you could still get the distance like we have done here. I'm going to give that one the Titleist and call it one apiece going into the final drive of this round. So guys, numbers for the brand new Titleist GT2 driver and of course TaylorMade's Qi10. Now these drivers are very similar in specs, very similar in shaft and very similar in design. So let's jump in and out of both the Titleist and the TaylorMade and see just which ones give us the best numbers, as well as obviously the on-course testing we have been doing. We'll kick things off with the TaylorMade to start with, and to make it as fair as possible, we'll keep jumping in and out of drivers. Straight away with the TaylorMade, that's a lovely low penetrating fade. I'm amazed at the sound and the feel you can get with this, running up to 285 yards, spinning at 2,000. Not a bad one to kick things off with. Oh, that could be even better. That could be even better. Where's that pitching? That's pitching past, that's pitching 276, running up to 296, again 2,000 spin. Slightly higher ball speed there at 165. 165 ball speed for me is very high. Two lovely shapes there. And you see guys, the more and more I did this test, the more and more I really enjoyed the numbers of the TaylorMade. Usually I would be looking at the LS version or of course the GT3, but for me having that forgiveness on miss hits just like that one there, still going 283 yards, for me really does speak volumes about just how good these drivers are. Eventually we did move into the GT2 driver, and for me the forgiveness of the GT2 is fantastic. Didn't really feel as good as what I remember compared to previous Titleist drivers. I did remember that from the fitting as well, and I think personally you're not going to be too disappointed with either of these drivers because the GT2 performs very good on miss hits just like that one, but actually I think the numbers for the TaylorMade are phenomenal when they're out of the middle. So very interesting numbers there, as you could see. Very similar numbers, however, the TaylorMade spinning quite a lot lower than the Titleist GT2, and I find that really interesting because I do feel like certainly with that carbon face on the TaylorMade, it does come off a little bit duller, a little bit lower spin, but still maintains that ball speed. For me, if I can get a ball speed around 165, I'm going to be really happy, and both these drivers were offering that. In fact, at the Titleist fitting, I nearly got a 170 ball speed, which for me is frightening. When we do talk about tech for these clubs, the big story on both of them is actually aerodynamics. And as you can see, that story is told in different ways. TaylorMade, we have the inertia generator at the back there that is designed to help you pick up club head speed, and the Titleist does feature much more aerodynamic technology than its predecessors in the TSR 2 and 3. If I was going to buy one of these drivers, which one would you buy, Bobby? You did buy this one, didn't you? Yeah. It's funny because I think if you're that traditional golfer, I think if you like the traditional looks of a Titleist driver, then this certainly won't disappoint you. I do love the new GT logo on top as well. I think that's just a nice little nod of the cap to a little bit of modernity, modernness. We'll go with it. But I think if you are a younger demographic and you love kind of Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy and stuff like that, then this will be the driver for you. Marketing shouldn't really come into play when it comes to these drivers, but it certainly does. Both have a ton of adjustability and both can be fitted to be perfect in your specs. It's just, do you want old school or do you want new school? That's how I see it anyway. Right, we'll go Titleist first this time. Let's see if we can keep the ball flight down with the Titleist. A little draw off that bunker would be perfect. Oh yeah, I mean it's not drawn, but that felt absolutely remarkable. You can see we managed to keep that down quite a lot there. That's gone miles, hasn't it? You see that? That's gone miles, and that felt really good. I had to kind of manipulate my golf swing a little bit there to bring the ball flight down, but I feel like that's certainly something where if you can do that and really hit those low penetrating ones, there could be certainly something in that GT2 driver for me and you guys watching. Let's go similar shot. Right, this is going to be interesting because they are carbon copies, pardon the pun with the carbon driver, and they've both gone past that bunker. That is ridiculous. Let's see which driver takes it in this comparison, because it's all come down to this. Okay, this is interesting, very interesting. We've carried the bunker with the TaylorMade, which was a good shot, and I can't believe, I mean, I can feel it now, and we are quite a way downwind, so that does help. But there, check that out for the Titleist. That's incredible, and again, it was a little bit straighter, so I'm going to give it the marks there. I'm going to say that the Titleist takes it for this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you try both these drivers if you're in the market for a new driver in 2024. And apart from that, I'll see you all exactly the same time tomorrow. Goodbye. T-marks are impossible to get off the Titleist face. Impossible. Oh. Impossible. Just doesn't come off.